Good morning, folks. Randy Johnson, Incident Commander, Pacific Northwest Team 3. Here again this morning with an update for you on the Cedar Creek Fire and activities from yesterday and what we're planning to do today. The weather continues to be fairly moderate, and that has moderated the fire behavior as well. Not enough moisture to obviously to put this fire to bed for the year by any means, but enough moisture to slow things down, maybe add some challenges for us in some of the firing operations, the burning that we're attempting to do. But yesterday we had some good success with the firing operations. We were able to find locations on the incident that we needed to burn, that were in an environment that the conditions allowed us to get some burning done. So as we look at the priorities around this incident, again, Oak Ridge community of those improvements being number one priority, one of our top priorities, also the Highway 58 corridor along the railroad corridor. So we continued to focus on those efforts, continued to fire and try and bring the fire edge down to our containment lines, to where we want to have the fire edge as we complete our work here. So we were able to do that in some of these areas along the western flank of the fire. As we wrapped around going to the north, just little bits and pieces. We have increased some resource availability out there and really looking to compartmentalize the fire's edge and take as many different pieces out of play as possible, and doing that in a multiple pronged fashion with different resources. So using aviation, using helicopters to do some of that ignition yesterday, using hand crews on the ground to support that aerial ignition process, and really just continuing to bring that fire's edge closer to the place where we want it to be in a fashion that is not a lot of intensity and gets it there so it takes that threat away for the future as we finish out this season. That work, again, will continue today around the fire. Again, west side as well as down on the very southeast corner of the west zone, looking at where we're going to tie that back down to the south with some handline construction, most likely. Looking at different options for some mechanical equipment in there to expedite that piece of line, get it to a place where we can then fire off of that as well and lock that side off. So things continue to go fairly well, albeit a little slower than it was a couple weeks ago, but we'll take it. We'll make it work to our advantage, and ultimately with that goal of reducing the threat to the values at risk that have been identified. As we talk about some of those values, the wilderness values, the Waldo Lake values, those things that have been identified for us as well, continuing to look at those. Some of those have actually fire all around them now, so they're fairly well secured. We as we get folks out into the interior of the fire looking for opportunities to take pictures of those things, we see what the questions that you're asking and the things that are being posted, what's of value to the community, those priorities that the community has, whether they're campgrounds, trailheads, things of that nature. Anytime we can get a photo of that, we'll be sharing that out through our PIO shop to let you all see what the conditions are out there even after the fire has passed through. So good day for the firefighter yesterday. We expect that will continue. Additionally, we did have a night shift staffed last night, as I mentioned yesterday. They had good success last night with just continuing the effort as day shift handed off to them on some of those firing operations. Night shift was able to stay engaged with that, make sure that firing went as we expected it to, and keep things on the right side of the line where we want them to be, and be able to hand that back off to day shift this morning as they come out, making sure the roads were accessible and that the crews are able to get out and engage on the line in a timely fashion. So that's where we're at for today, and as always, appreciate your attention, and any questions that you have, please forward them in to us, and we'll address them as best we can. Thank you for your time, and have a good day.
Thank you, Randy. Damon Schultz, I'm the Planning Operations Chief with the Oregon State Fire Marshal's Red Team. Today we're going to continue with our two groups that we've had. We have Structural Group Blue is going to be working the west flank of the fire, and we have Structural Group Orange will be covering the southern end of the fire. They're going to be in a patrol status and a presence there and assisting our wildland partners where we can. When we arrived here at the fire last Friday, the entire town of Oak Ridge was in a level 3 evacuation. Since that time, with a lot of good work and a lot of really good cooperation between everybody involved, those levels have been reduced where we feel like our mission has been kind of taken care of. So for that reason, today is our last shift. We'll be out on today, and then we will be leaving the fire after tonight's shift. Because of that, the green placards that we have left at all the addresses, we are asking to remain up. We have put in a plan in place with Team 3 here to be able to re-engage if that need arises, and those placards will provide a lot of safety for them. So we ask if we can leave those up for a couple of weeks. I want to say it's been an honor and a privilege to work with Team 3 and all the other members here. It's also been a privilege to work for the city of Oak Ridge. We appreciate the way we've been welcomed into the community. Thank you.